And it says we're live at 7 o'clock on a Sunday night, better than Walt Disney World in our world of tuning into the kindness adventures of Kathy and Jeanette. Hello, Kathy. How are you
Hello,
today?
Jeanette. Happy Sunday night.
Happy Sunday night. It is a beautiful day here out in the west coast of British Columbia.
Warm.
Yes, the sun is
Good night.
shining, the birds are chirping. I was smart enough to wear a hat today. Out the side. You look like you got a little bit of pinky out.
I have lots. Yeah. Oh yeah. I actually hurt. I'm very red in a few places. Yeah.
Oh,
I won't show you all the places online here, but
okay, good. And I look like a ghost, and that's because I sit on my my big purple couch here, talking about kindness with you guys, and I have a big window that is like art because Mother Nature's right outside my window, and I don't want to close my drapes, so I've got this bright,
well, I don't
beautiful center.
normally get burned, but 3.5 hours on a boat without any warning ahead of time will do it to you every time.
Ah, beautiful. That sounds like someone was kind to you this
Oh my
week.
goodness. Am I ever ready to talk about kindness? I just spent 3 lovely days with some very good friends of mine that I met 30 years ago. And we've
Wow.
maintained our friendship. They're retired and I'm heading there. And it's like, this is the life. Yeah.
So we're on week 7, but you are, because week 6 or chapter 6 in the book was a big, juicy, lots of stuff going on in there. You chose to kind of stay in number 6 for a bit. And as you guys know out there, I'm doing the book random. So I'll let you know in a second which chapter I chose to do this past week.
Yeah.
So let's dive into your story.
Yeah, sure. Adventure 6 is Learning from the Best. That's the title of the chapter.
Yeah.
And it's all about reaching out to kids, because our best teachers are our kids. They really are, because they have an innocent, and the younger they are, the more you learn, I think, because they've got that innocence and they've got that awe and wonder for the world and what's next. And they're very upbeat for the most part. I mean, I very rarely see a kid that's not happy,
Right.
when they're in their moment, right? I mean,
Mhm.
they're always unhappy when they don't get what they want, but that's a different story.
That's when you have to come at them with a loving kindness to instruct them
Absolutely.
in a different way.
Exactly. So I wanted to take more time because I wanted to have some time to reach out to some kids,
Okay.
and get their perspective of what kindness means to them. And then the other part of the chapter, which I'll share in a moment, and the other part of the chapter was me using my non-dominant hand to write down what kindness means to me. So being a non-dominant, you don't get too wordy, right? So the idea is that you come down to a simple concept with your non-dominant hand. So that was really good. I also found that the more I wrote with my left hand, the better it got.
And I think that's called practice. It's like practicing kindness.
Yep. And then I'm going to share a little bit of motivation. So some of the things that the kids said, which I thought, and they didn't hesitate at all. And I simply said, I'm doing this kindness book. Go be kind. And the chapter that I'm on right now asks me to go to kids and ask what kindness means to them. So that's all I told them. I didn't tell them much more than that. And they just bursted out with all sorts of things.
What were some of the ages of the kids that you chatted with, Kathy?
Unfortunately, they were all teens. All the little kids were gone. They were all teens, and they're our future. So I thought that was great. So just in short form, form of respect to elders and others. That's kindness. It's being equal and respectful to one another, no matter where you're from. Small favors to one another, and expecting nothing back. And these are
this was from 15-year-old, like teenagers.
14, 15, and 16.
That's fantastic. Boys to girls, all boys
and girls.
That's beautiful.
I was really impressed. I thought, it's nice to have a generation of kids coming up that aren't expecting things back, because that's our biggest problem in society. So what do I get out of it? And I'm not from that generation, and neither are you. It's always we in my vocabulary.
Yeah.
But there has been a few generations behind us that it's all about the me and the I, and that's never sat right with me. And it's refreshing for me to know that kids have come around to understand that it is more than just the I.
Yeah.
When I did my undominant hand, it came to 4 words in this order: love, smile, respect, and relationships /
Beautiful.
connections.
Yeah.
And I thought that made a whole lot of sense. So in the last part of the chapter, it's a big chapter actually. But the author of the book, Leon, he talks about the biggest thing for him was understanding that we're not alone. And if you feel alone, by reaching out and feeling uncomfortable, which is one of his chapters that he talks about, that was chapter 5. That was the previous chapter, being uncomfortable and reaching out. That's when your heart fills up, and that's when the kindness starts to feel. And also by putting the oxygen mask, which we talked about in chapter 4, putting that oxygen mask on and taking care of ourselves as well. And one of the quotes he puts in here, and this is by Pablo Casals, in all the years that have been passed, there has never been another child like you. You have the capacity for anything. I love that.
Yes. Yeah.
I absolutely love that. So he talks about a little kindness huddle, and get your heads together and take a few deep breaths and complete the adventure with no judgment. Would this world not be a better place with no judgment?
Absolutely.
Oh my
Absolutely.
goodness. You know, I just went through a very scary time with a wildfire that was out of control at our holiday cottage. And everyone was evacuated, and they created a Facebook page to keep everybody informed as to what's going on. And I couldn't believe some of the unkindness going on. But just because people had their own opinions, and there are people from different walks of life. Some are residents that live there. Some come up as seasonal, like we do, and some just don't get it. Right? It's a playground. How dare there be an inconvenience to my playground being taken away from? Right? And it was nice to see that some people actually chimed in and said, "Hey, stop for a moment. Take a breath. Let's be thankful. Let's be appreciative of all of the work the firefighters have done to allow everybody to go back home now." And that was refreshing to me, because sometimes I wonder, people get wrapped up so much in what do I get out of it? What's the inconvenience to me, when there's awful lot of other information going around that you may not be privy to know, but trust that people are looking out for one another in a kind and respectful manner. And that was refreshing. But it worried me a little bit. It's like, we got a lot of work to do, Jeanette.
Yeah, we do.
A lot of work to do.
And I'm going to go back to something that you said that came up yesterday. We had our ABCs of Gratitude, one of our workshops yesterday, and we had an amazing play date. And one of our guests to our event yesterday got into that word comfort, like getting out of our comfort zone will give us a sense of comfort. And you touched on that about 5 minutes ago about your comfort zone. And I think when we go out of our comfort zone in kindness, love, respect, with a smile, the people that we are approaching or doing that new task or new idea or new thought process, we have a sense of humanity being our pillow out there. Right. That there's somebody out there who has done it. We think we've done everything in this world, or that it's not been done before. It's been done before. It's been done in our own way. So somebody out there watching you do it will be the sense of your comfort zone. Yeah. So that was huge. And that you mentioning it today about getting, out of your comfort zone and kindness. Yeah.
And I'll just share this one illustration. It's in a boat.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
And we have the capacity for anything, as long as we don't give up. So I'm not giving up, Jeanette. I'm not giving up. We are going to help make this world a kinder place.
Yep. Well, I went to adventure number 2.
Oh.
Yes, because it's adventure number 2, as you were there about 5 weeks ago, is who's the kindest person that you know? And I've been doing a lot of different social media and digging around and being out in public and just watching people's kindness out there. And it talks in here is somebody believing in you.
Yes.
And I didn't get to where I am today. You didn't get to where you are today without somebody believing in you in kindness. And my first instinct was the kindest people in my life are the ones that will step up without any repercussions in their kindness word, will step up on advocacy about somebody else.
Yes.
I think those are really good, kind people. And then I dug deeper because he's like, no, who was it? Who was it? Identify who it was. And I know you said your husband and your daughter are the kindest people that you know in your family. And it starts with at home. Mine, there was two instrumental in my life. And one was Mr. Hill, which was my grade 9, 10 algebra teacher. And I think I'm going back thinking about school because Kathy, next year is my 40th year being out of high school. So a lot of my high school friends are, reaching out on Facebook to go, hey, are we doing anything next year? And, 2022, because it was 1982, which was a long time ago. And Mr. Hill was like I said, my math teacher, and he stepped beyond the math. He stepped beyond the math to teach me on how this worked with kindness and patience. And I felt so good when I got an algebra problem solved and got to the end.
Yeah.
And it was because the kindness of Mr. Hill. And then to go into my at that time, we had junior high and then high school over at LSS. I'm from Langley. And I had a teacher for grade 11 who was more, here's the book, learn it on yourself. Learn it by yourself. And I dropped out of that class and went into more of a business math, which has helped me, of course, in my business.
I bet.
But Mr. Hill was instrumental in his kindness approach and believing, because that was something in Leon's book. It was the Go Be Kind book. It was a teacher that believed in him. And then my second one is, as I started to figure out what I wanted to do in my life, back in 1983, I went to modeling school. I was not a small person in this world. And I woke up and I was having a feeling of good things were happening in my world. It's like, I got to do something with this. People think I'm pretty and all the rest of that good stuff. I'm like, I got to do something with this. And I phoned a number of different modeling agencies in Vancouver. And in the early 80s, mid 80s is when the plus size fashion was coming out. And I phoned a lot of them, and a lot of them were, oh yeah, come get your headshots. We'll be able to do this for you, and this for you, and this for you, and this for you, and this for you. And I phoned Blanche McDonald Modeling Agency, and it's one of the oldest modeling agencies out there in North America, as well as I think it is the oldest modeling agency and talent agency in Vancouver. I think it's still based out of Gastown. And I called them, and they said, you know what, come on in, have a discussion. These are the courses we want to lead you through. And after you're done, you'll be able to do this for yourself, this for yourself, this for yourself, this for yourself. And there was a teacher there, Dulce. She was a very tiny little Russian girl, a Russian lady. She was probably about 90 pounds soaking wet, just a spitfire. And she so encouraged me for this dream to be a plus size model. And I graduated with a bunch of size 2s and size 3s on the runway, proudly, with her rooting me on that I could do anything that I wanted to do.
Cool.
And those were the two people that immediately came to mind that got me to where I am today. And I mirror those lessons out to people that I meet as well. Yeah. Go beyond the math, go beyond the expectation, just go beyond, go beyond.
And I had the same thing too. I went to my grade 5 teacher, Mr. West, and my grandmother who passed away, and my mom who passed away 21 years ago. There were lessons learned by our people in the past, in school and in life, whether it's family or not family. And I'm glad that you had those influential people in your life. I was lucky to have maybe one in my school career. Yeah. So you're very lucky. You're very lucky.
Well, one in school, high school, and one like life school that set me up for life school.
Did you know that I used to model?
I knew we're like kindred spirits.
I know. I used to model for the Sears catalog.
And I modeled for Marjorie Hamilton in Vancouver, ladies clothing. Yeah, it's just it's amazing. And and how kindness, when you're having kind of like a bit of a questionable day, because there's good days, bad days, and in between days, it's like, okay, go back to kindness. Where can I go? Where can I open up a door, open up a bin, open up something, and serve myself some kindness from somebody that serves some kindness to me. Oh, and I want to share a really cool story.
Okay.
So I live across the grass from Candace and Larry Clay, and two of their daughters, Jessica and Brianna, help me out in my business periodically. And Brianna was so excited. She's recently got her license. She's able to drive by herself, and she's so excited to be able to drive by herself. And she came up to me and she kind of grabbed me and she's, Jeanette, you know what I did today? I'm like, what, Brianna? What? She's like a very, very hyper good girl. Like, she's such a cool girl. She says, I paid for the people behind me in Starbucks when she's in the Starbucks line. And she's a 17-year-old girl. So looping it back to when you said about kind, she goes, I love doing that kind of stuff. I love doing that kind of stuff.
I do too.
Yeah. So it was just like, oh. And then today they're going camping with a friend, and their friend is gluten-free, and I have a product that's gluten-free, and I dropped it off. I said, you're going camping? And there's, Jessica, she's like, what? You're going camping. And it's always kind to bring something for the host to enjoy.
Yep.
And so she was really excited about that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Jeanette. This has been awesome. And those of you watching, let's challenge ourselves to get out of our comfort zone and reach out to someone in kindness. And you'll be amazed at how fulfilling that is in your life, even Absolutely. If it's just a smile. Just a smile. Yeah.
Starts there. Yeah. And I remember yesterday, that one girl that was one of our guests at our event, she kept smiling, and I'm like, wow, that dimple is fantastic.
I know, and she was really trying to wake up. Bless her heart.
Yes, and it just, we wanted to keep her laughing because her dimple got better and better the more that she smiled yesterday during our workshop. So great kindness week ahead.
Yes.
Not sure what chapter I'm going to choose, but I know you're on chapter number 7.
Yep.
And we will see you back here next Sunday at 7:00 for another kindness adventure between moi, Jeanette, and
Kathy.
Enjoy, everybody.
Week. Thanks. See you next week.